So what's up guys, it's here by Nino Quadji, and welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys my top 10 meta class loads for Modern Warfare 3 after the most recent update. There won't be any major weapon balancing until the Reloaded update in a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd show you guys the fastest killing guns, the easiest to use guns, so you guys can get the most amount of nukes that you can and get your most amount of kills. Speaking of which, let me know how many DNA bombs you got currently and if you've gotten one, or what your highest amount of kills is in a multiplayer match. But with all that being said, let's show you guys these ultimate classes. So for our first class here, we're going to start off with one of my favorite guns to use against tryhards here in MW3, and that's going to be the MCW. But it won't be just the regular MCW, but it'll be the MCW with its conversion kit. So that's the first attachment we're going to put on. We're going to put on the Jack Raven kit here in the aftermarket parts section, increasing this gun's rate of fire majorly, increasing its headshot damage and lower torso damage so it can hit harder when you hit those bonus zones. And it's also got a bunch of movement so you can move around the map a lot more fluidly and outplay your opponents using movement. I love this kit for this gun. Going over to the muzzle though, we're going to go ahead and give this gun the Scratch 20L suppressor, allowing us to out the minimap every time we shoot, and we get a bunch of firing aim stability so the gun is even more steady if we get some longer range shots in. Going over to the underbarrel, I love running the DR6 handstop, one of my favorite attachments in the entire game because you get sprint to fire speed and ADS speed, boosting our capabilities by 8 to 10%, giving us a faster time to kill, and we get even more aim walking speed and movement speed to move around the map a lot more fluidly and outplay our opponents with movement. And going on that topic of movement, going over to the stock now, we're going to go ahead and put on the A90 Venom stock. If you wanted to, you could use the Jack Cutthroat stock, but personally I just like the Venom stock a little bit more, just because in terms of or a little bit more recoil control with the recoil gun kick, horizontal recoil and vertical recoil, but you also get movement speed and other key factors to help you, win your gunfights here in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. And with this gun in hand, you're going to do really well using the 40 round mag as well, so you have as much ammo as possible for the multiple opponents you run into here in multiplayer. And legit, this is the gun that I take out if I just want to wreck some opponents. It's perfect for 1v1s, 1v2s, 1v3s, there's much ammo that you can carry, and it legit doesn't have that much recoil. Obviously, don't stretch your ranges too much, you might end up losing at that point because it's more of a short range, medium range gun, but that's all you really run into in multiplayer in most cases in my opinion, so up to you how you want to rock it. I just really love the way this weapon freaking shoots and kills. And before we move on to the 9 other amazing weapons, I do want to show you guys my general loadout that I pretty much use on every loadout in the game. That's going to be my secondary here of the Core 45, with these attachments of the Sonic Suppressor XS, the Slate Reflector, the 40 round drum mag, XRK Lightning Fire Trigger Action, and Tactical Grip Cover. It's perfect to pull out whenever I need a secondary and I run out of ammo on my primary. And the Core 45, if you have a good trigger finger, it melts opponents pretty quickly like an SMG would. For our perks here, we got the comms vest because it helps me get extra UAV pings when I run over opponents. It allows me to see where opponents are in case enemies aren't getting UAVs for whatever reason, and I have the ability to get 4 perks. And our field upgrade here is the med box. The med box is one of the best freaking field upgrades in the game because you get that extra health boost whenever you use it. In that life that you use it in, you're gonna have a 3-second health regeneration instead of a 5-second health regeneration. It is gonna help you stay alive after every gunfight very much so efficiently. For our gloves here, we have scavenger gloves so I can keep using the guns that I'm using. Boots, I'm using covert sneakers so I can be dead silent, but if you don't care about footstep sounds, I would really recommend the all-terrain boots. These are really nice because it makes you just move overall more faster and you don't have to tack sprint anymore. Tack sprint is only really useful if you want a little bit more momentum, but with this you can move around the map so much more fluidly. It's actually really nice. So if you're not using covert sneakers, use that, but I love my covert sneakers personally so I can sneak around. And then when it comes to gear, there's a couple of choices here. So I use mag holster and EOD mostly just because I want a faster reload, get back into the action, and destroy my opponents. And EOD pad and shrug off any annoying grenades. But 2 other alternatives, if you wanted to, is the Ghost TV camo so that you can stay away from minimaps on the radar, because people are going to be calling in UAVs and they won't find you, so you can be a little bit more sneaky that way. But also compression plate is also really nice. And the only reason I don't use compression plate is because I'm already using medbox, so this would be kind of a waste. But getting that health regeneration in right after killing your opponents is really sweet. The thing is, the med box is useful whether I kill my opponents or not, so it's always kind of active, so I don't feel like I need this. I feel like med box is still better than this, but if you're not running med box, you're running something else, compression plate is a very powerful perk as well. But yeah, this is how I'm running my my general loadouts. Now without further ado, let's give you guys the 9 other fastest killing guns as of the Season 4 update. Next up, we got an SMG that is completely dominant within the current meta of multiplayer, and that's going to be the FJX Horus. Going over to the barrel, we're going to go ahead and put on the Martis Heavy Barrel. One of the biggest weaknesses of this gun is its recoil control. It has very, very freaking crazy recoil. So this is going to help us with recoil gun kick, horizontal recoil, and vertical recoil, making that better by 12%. And I always love this attachment because it really does come in clutch. It helps me be a little bit more smooth with my recoil control when it comes to using this weapon. Going over to the muzzle now, we're going to go ahead and give this gun an attachment that's going to help your recoil control majorly to really keep this gun under control. And that's going to be the trebuchet brake here, helping your gun kick control and recoil control even further by 25, 15, and 15%, making this gun so much more accurate. So with these two, you're already going to keep things very much so under control in my eyes. And then going over to the underbarrel, we're going to use an underbarrel that I don't typically use, but is very useful on this gun, and that's going to be the FTAC SP10 Angle Grip. This helps your horizontal recoil, aiming out of way, and aim walk and steadiness, because I just feel like the horizontal recoil on this thing is very wobbly and very annoying to control with. So with this, you're going to be controlling it by 12% more effectively, and you won't lose too much by using it. So definitely rock and roll with this. And then going over to the stock here, we're going to use the Lopper LXD stock. Helps the most with gun kick control, aiming out of way, recoil control, and firing aim stability, boosting all those attributes by 7 to 10% at just the cost of some movement. But this gun already moves really fast enough, so I don't think you got to worry about that. And then for our magazine, we got the 48 round mag, which is going to maximize our ammo. And until we can use the 60 round drum mag, which is going to be from the conversion kit, I guess you could also use the 60 round drum mag if you have it available, but it's only available through the conversion kit. This right now is a bug, but use that 48 round mag and you have as much ammo as possible to body multiple opponents and be able to reload like a madman. And yeah, with that FJX Horus build, it legit is potentially the best SMG in the game. It's very controllable with this build. Just of course use it for short to medium ranges. But if you want to snipe some people, you could. It's just a little bit harder. But use this FJX Horus. After the buffs, it's really nasty, and when it gets that conversion kit, I think it will be even better. Next up, we got my absolutely most favorite assault rifle in the entire game, and that's going to be the SVA 545, which has the fastest killing potential of any gun in the game. And starting it off with the muzzle here, we're going to give it the Scratch 20L suppressor to keep us off the minimap and give us that extra firing aim stability to make it more accurate. Going over to the underbarrel, you guys know I love that DR6 hand stop, which I've already talked about for more movement benefits and being able to traverse the map with a lot more efficiency. Stock here is going to be the main V6 stock. It's going to help our recoil control and gun kick control majorly by 8 to 21%, keeping this gun on target. It's very important for those first couple of shots to hit your opponent because of that hyper burst feature. And then going over to the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the Demo 650 grip for the firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control, so the gun can hit a little bit harder and allow you to, mess your opponents up and be more accurate. And then for our magazine, we're going to use the 45 round mag, because if we were to use the 60 round mag, we would just move way too slowly, we'll be very sluggish, and that's not good for multiplayer, where with the 45 round mag, we get that 15 extra bullets, and we don't lose too much movement either, which is the best of both worlds. And literally, with this SVA 545, this is very similar to the MCW. If I'm not feeling the MCW or I want to play back a little bit more, the SVA, I mean, look at it. This thing hardly moves with this build. It looks really cool with this tracer build as well. So use the SVA 545. It's legit trusted. It's like my freaking M4 for this game. It just feels really nice. Now moving on to another SMG, we're going to be using the Rival 9. However, we're not going to use it in its regular form. We're going to use it with its conversion kit, which I think is now better than its regular form. So going over to the conversion kit, we're going to put on the Jack Headhunter Carbine conversion, which is in the aftermarket parts section, and turns this fully automatic SMG into a burst SMG, majorly boosting its bullet velocity and damage range by 100 and 123%, makes its recoil control way easier to use, increases its damage. Legit, you don't really lose much except for movement, which honestly, you don't really need movement on this thing because the movement is still very decent. And I think this is the better way to rock this gun. Has a way better rate of fire after the buffs, and is really just freaking nasty. I made a video on this recently, so you guys should definitely check it out. But moving onwards to the attachments, we're going to go ahead and put on the Shout Strike Suppressor S, allowing us to stay out the minimap every time we shoot with no downsides. You guys know I love the suppressor, like with all of my heart. It's just freaking amazing. And then going over to the underbarrel, we're going to go ahead and use the SL Skeletal Vertical Grip. With that spin to fire speed and ADS speed, we can bring up the gun 8 to 4% faster, giving us a faster time to kill. And then we also get vertical recoil control and gun kick control, because as you can see there, it has way more vertical recoil to deal with than horizontal. So I wanted to focus in on that so it could be more accurate, because this gun is a 2-round burst at any range, including far ranges, so it can snipe people very well. And then going over to an optic, you could use whatever optic you want, like the Slate Reflector, the Morse Dot Sight, the MK3 Reflector, the Slimline. But my favorite is always the Jack Glasses optic. It gives us that very, very, very clean sight, but also that firing aim stability, so it can be more accurate with this gun, and thus give us an even faster time to kill, making us just way more overpowered, in my opinion. And then lastly, for our magazine, you can either choose to go with the 40 round mag or the 50 round mag, just because you are going to be running out of ammo really quick with how the fire rate of this gun is. So I like the 50 round drum, But if you feel like you're not chasing like too many opponents at a time, the 40 round might work out for you. But legit, this Rival 9 with the conversion is a cheat code. Like, you can just hold down the trigger and it'll fire the burst for you, and it hardly freaking moves. Look at that, bro. Like, he just melts opponents like unfairly. You haven't used this joint, bro? I highly recommend you do. This thing is really freaking fun. Next up, we got one of the best SMG AR hybrids to touch this game, and that's going to be the MTZ556. So building this gun out, we're going to start off with the muzzle. Once again, the Stretch 20L suppressor helps us stay off the minimap, and that firing aim stability really comes in clutch. For the underbarrel, though, we're going to switch it up and put on the Kimura Seraphic vertical grip. This is going to help our vertical recoil control and gun kick control, which this gun has a much more predominance of, as you guys can see from the detailed stats there, so we can be a lot more accurate and give us a faster time to kill. But we also get movement speed and aim walking speed to move around the map a lot more quickly, give us potentially like more SMG-like movement. So this is going to help a ton, going to help us, compete with the SMGs and be more competitive in that sense. Going over to the stock, though, we're going to go ahead and give this gun the EXF Close Quarters Assault stock, or actually the MTZ Marauder stock I actually like a little bit more. This is going to help our gun kick control by 9 to 21%, making this gun hardly miss and making it more accurate, because that's only one of the downsides of it, just its horizontal vertical bounce in a sense. And then rear grip wise, we're going to go ahead and put on the Bruin TR24 Assault grip for that firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control, improving every statistic by 7 to 10%. So with these 4 attachments that we got here, this thing is hardly going to move, and you're going to see that in the firing range here. And then for a magazine, we're going to put on the 50 round drum mag, just so you have as much ammo as possible, because this gun has a super fast fire rate. I think it's like 2nd or 3rd fastest in the AR category, so you can be running out of bullets pretty quickly. You want that extra ammo. But yeah, this is how I love the MTZ 556. One of my closeted favorites, whatever you want to say, because like, it hardly moves. It's like really fun to use. Obviously, if you want to use this tracer gun, you can. This is a little bit bright, but it's just so fun to use in the sense that it's so accurate. So if you want an MCW that shoots faster, that's basically what the MTZ is to me. Just a beam. And now moving on to another AR that's very similar to the MTZ 556, but I think it's even better. That's going to be the BP50. And it's not just a regular BP50, but the BP50 with its conversion kit. And that's going to be the Jack Revenger kit. This is going to make the gun turn into a complete SMG, increasing our magazine capacity from whatever rounds we had to 60 rounds. And then we're also going to have way more movement, a faster fire to give us a faster time to kill. And it's going to feel really amazing in your hands if you want to rock a SMG AR hybrid or just a true SMG in the game. So after putting that on, we're going to go ahead and put on the Scratch 20L suppressor for our muzzle. You guys know I love that attachment. It's pretty much a no-brainer at this point. Going over to the ammunition, we want to give it some extra power because you can't really add a barrel to it to kind of increase its damage range. So we're going to put on the 9mm high grain rounds to increase our potential by 15%, making this gun hit 15% harder and giving us a faster time to kill. And then going over to the laser, I personally like the 1MS or the 1MW quickfire laser because it gives us that extra ADS speed by 5% to be a little bit more snappy with the gun. But if you want to get additional bonuses and don't care about a flashlight or laser being visible, you can use the Kimura L33 laser light, maximizing your ADS and your sprint to fire by 13 and 19%. But I don't want anybody knowing, a laser or seeing any laser. And with the quickfire laser, there's no con at all associated. You're just a little bit more snappy. Might not be a major difference, but it's a difference nonetheless. And I like being safe. I don't want people to know where I'm at. And then going over to the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and give this gun the TRS-T4 grip tape for that firing aim stability, recoil control, and gun kick control, improving every attribute by 7 to 10%, making us more accurate and give us a faster time to kill. If you wanted to, you could also use the CCG tack tape to help your sprint to fire speed, bringing up the gun faster by 13%, which is a pretty big difference. But I care more about accuracy in this case, so I'll use this. But of course, you can use the other attachment if you wanted to. And there you go. This BP50, it is no joke. It's got crazy movement even after the nerfs that it got. Still very fast. It has an amazing time to kill. Easy to control still. It's still one of my favorite guns to use in the game. It's a lot more balanced as compared to what it was before, but still amazing in the right hand, especially if you can like master using it. So use a little ghosty gun. It's nice. Now moving to an SMG that I feel like is a little bit more underrated now after all the DLC guns have come in, and that's going to be the WSP Swarm. And with WSP Swarm, it's the fastest killing gun up close, within like 10 meters or something, so you definitely got to try it out, especially on shipment. But going over to the Shadow Strike Suppressor S, we're going to keep ourselves off the minimap with no downsides, allowing us to be a lot more sneaky. For the underbarrel, we're going to use the Kimura Seraphic vertical grip, which we talked about on the MTZ 556, boosting this gun's movement and recoil control, which it really needs. And for the stock, we're going to put on the Ephesus Fortress Heavy stock for that gun kick control, recoil control, firing stability, boosting our recoil by 14 to 28%, making it way more accurate. This is like a key attachment right here. And then for the rear grip, we got the Marauder grip with that recoil control and gun kick control, helping us from 7 to 10%. With all these attachments, the gun just becomes way more usable at farther ranges. And then for the magazine, you can go with the 50 round mag, the 40 round mag, but I'm gonna go all the way and put on the 100 round drum mag. Yeah, it might feel a little bit slower, but those 100 rounds, you can just spray and pray this gun without having to reload, because this gun has a super fast fire rate. I think one of the fastest fire rates in the game. And you're going to need all those 100 rounds. So that's the way I like to rock it, but if you want to rock another magazine, go for it, because that movement would be nice. But yeah, I love this WSP Swarm. This and the BP-50 are like probably my best SMG type guns. And you know, once you get like really far, it's a little bit hard to control, because I mean, it's the WSP Swarm. It's got to be nerfed in some way, but hey, up close, not too bad to control at all, and it's a crazy fast time to kill. Really fun gun. Love rushing with it on shipment. Probably my favorite shipment gun, honestly. And now I thought I should give you guys the best sniper in the game, and that's gonna be the Kar 98K. This thing is legitimately busted in the right hands, and I've been terrorized by it in both multiplayer and Warzone. So starting it off with the muzzle, we're gonna go ahead and give it the Shot Strike Suppressor. I just like being suppressed. If you want to rock something else, then you could, but this is the way I build the gun. And personally, I just want to stay off the minimap every time I shoot and be a nice little surprising sniper. For the barrel here, we're going to go ahead and give it the Bryson Carbon S barrel here for that ADS speed mostly, just so you can really maximize this gun's ADS speed, because that's what you want in a sniper. So it can be a lot more snappy. You have a faster time to kill. For the laser here, you can choose to put on the SL Razor Hawk Laser Light, which can help a ton with that sprint to fire speed and ADS speed boost with that 9 to 15%. But I personally like the FSS OV laser more, because you get that bunch of aiming stability, and you need a stable shot so you can hit the head, hit the upper chest, and get those consistent one shots. So even though you only get 5% and 6% in terms of ADS speed and sprint to fire speed compared to the huge bonuses of the other attachment, I think that huge bonus of aiming stability more than makes up for the other attributes, which I think is amazing. And then going over to the stock here, we're going to go ahead and give it the no stock, so we can get the maximum amount of sprint to fire speed and ADS speed and really make this gun as snappy as possible. Now from here, you can kind of choose what you want. I'm going to choose an optic, and the optic that I like on this sniper is the Slate Reflector. You can use the Jack glasses if you want, or if you want to be an actual sniper, you could obviously use the Range Caller V3.4 optic, which is also super clean. But I'm not a sniper. I never claimed to be a sniper. I just use the gun in the most effective way possible, and that for me is going to be the Slate Reflector. And with this build right here, I'm going to call myself a sniper and just freaking one-shot at people like crazy. I like that you can put the red dot on so many snipers in this game, but literally, like, it legit becomes way too easy to just one-shot people, like, with the quickness. This gun's legit OP. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a nerf somehow. It's crazy. Next up, I thought I should give you guys the best shotgun in the game, and the best shotgun in this game is actually a marksman rifle, and that's gonna be the Lockwood MK2. But of course, we're not using the regular Lockwood MK2. We're gonna go ahead and use the conversion kit, which turns it into Akimbo shotguns, known as the Jack Wardens. This is gonna help you, have way more properties of a shotgun, and you're gonna be able to basically one-shot opponents in close ranges like crazy. So putting on the Jack Wardens kit, it changes up our attachments combinations here. And for the muzzle, if you wanted the best sort of like one-shot capabilities here, you want to use the Crown Breaker Choke. Helps that hip fire and attack spread majorly, as well as tighter pellet spread, so you're gonna have more consistent one-shot kills. For the laser here, I really like the Kimura Rai L33 Laser Light, because it helps your sprint to fire speed and ADS speed majorly by 10 and 23%, bringing up the guns in an instant. And your lasers and flashlight are only visible when you ADS. However, this is an Akimbo gun, so you can never ADS, meaning that this basically has no cons. Like, you're not gonna be, you're not gonna be disadvantaged in any way you're running this, and that's why I like using this. But if you want to tighten up that hip fire, the one that you should use, if you don't want any sort of laser, is the Staubel Attack Laser. But if you don't care about a laser showing up, you can use the Hip Shot L20. But personally, I really like the Kimura Rai L33 Laser Light for the advantages that I just talked about. And then, for the memes, we'll just put on an optic, and that will be, any optic that we want here. And that's going to be the Luca Bandera scope, because it's got the little smiley faces from the bundle that I bought. Of course, we're not using the optic at all. And yeah, with this shotgun build, it legit is the best shotgun in the game. Like, you'll be able to, like, two-shot your opponents at, decent ranges. Of course, if you try to stretch your ranges, I mean, that's just not optimal. So you should always try to keep your engagements between, like, 10 meters here. If you want to tighten up the spread even more, you can just do this, and your shots will be a little bit more consistent. And you can even two-shot from that far, so crouch if you want, crouch if you don't want to. Either way, though, these shotguns, they're very effective, and I love them. Go crazy with them. And then for our last gun, I decided to do an MW2 gun, because the MW2 guns that I can show you guys are pretty effective, and that's going to be the M13B, which has one of the fastest times to kill in the entire game. Starting off the muzzle, scratch 20L suppressor. You guys know the drill by now. Underbarrel here is going to be the SL Skeletal vertical grip for that fire speed, ADS speed, vertical recoil control, and gun kick control, because it only really has vertical recoil. Rear grip is going to be the D37 grip to increase everything by 7%, making it even more accurate. Optic here is going to be the Jack glasses, because it's the cleanest optic in the game with that extra firing edge stability. And then lastly, for our magazine, we're going to put on the 45 round mag, because 60 round mag would make us way too sluggish, and the MW2 guns need as much movement as they could. So 45 round mag is the way to go. And there you guys go. The M13B, it legit is the best AR in the game. Well, I wouldn't say the best AR, but a top 3 AR. And even for an MW2 gun, it's the best MW2 gun. Hardly freaking moves. It's very easy to use. I have like a crazy KD using this gun. It legit is a god amongst men. And would definitely put it among the SVA and the MCW as one of my favorite guns in the game. So yeah. There you guys go. Those are my top 10 classes in the game right now. Obviously, there's so many good guns in the game, like the Vel 46, the Superi. I just didn't put the Superi because you just look up a recent video of mine. But there's so many guns here that could fit this description, just because the balance in Modern Warfare 3, I think, is very nice. Now, Warzone, that's a whole nother story. Warzone needs to work out its balancing better, but within multiplayer, you can use so many guns and succeed. So even there's a gun on this list, or a gun that's not on this list that you love, chances are it's still probably really freaking good. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe. We got banger videos up ahead. And thank you guys for supporting me always. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Black Ops 6 reveal tomorrow. I might stream it. I might not. I don't know. We shall see. Anyways, I love you all.